Hey, what's good, folks? I just did a lengthy thread on Twitter, which I urge you to check out. It has a lot of kind of the evidence that I cited for this. But basically, if you aren't familiar with what happened, this morning, Twitter posted an article on its official blog entitled Measuring Healthy Conversation. The blog written by Vijaya Gadi, who is the legal policy and trust and safety lead, apparently a lawyer from NYU, law degree from NYU, and also David Gaska, who's the director of product management for health, which I didn't realize was a department. It's a pretty Orwellian description, and the articles written about it so far have been pretty Orwellian, but as Gab did a Periscope on this subject earlier, but it's deeply clear that they've hired very, very biased academics to run this project that is quote unquote measuring conversational health. The most notable of which is Rebecca Tromble, who has something in the neighborhood of 30 tweets under the hashtag resist. I thought this was the most shocking thing, she would be so brazen as to join up on essentially a trust and safety mission when she's just a very blatant member of the resistance. So I'm going to pull that up so you guys can see it. But she's only one of a number of academics, all of whom that I've seen express anti-Trump sentiments. None of the academics that I was able to look up from the list of academics who are in her program are remotely pro-Trump or conservative. The most that you can say is they haven't tweeted about politics. But that has not stopped a number of the academics in this project from being very clearly and aggressively anti-Trump. So, for example, I'm going to flip this around so y'all can see what I'm looking at. So here is, this is Rebecca Tromble, hashtag resist, and these are her tweets. This is just pretty endless. I think it's almost like 30 tweets under the hashtag. You see it's actually searching for more. We're working off of a very thin connection right now, so you have to pardon me in terms of the speed of this, but let's just read some of these. For instance, sorry, Mr. Sessions, but nobody thinks white nationalism is funny in response to Sessions criticizing Hawaii. There's one that gross negligence by congressional Republicans putting party before country. It's despicable. Hashtag resist. That's another one. There's been lots of focus on the Muslim ban. Lots of other things. Just a lot of aggressive bias in this way. Jasion's here. Hi, Jason. Haven't seen you in a while. I want to see if I can find somebody. She says, "quote I pledge to begin every day asking what I can do, large or small, to fight injustice. Hashtag resist." That's really pretty ridiculous. Let's see if I can find the actual one that I really liked. There was one tweet I really liked that I thought was pretty hysterical. I can't find it. So, I mean, that's just one example. She has tons of tweets on Trump, tons of tweets on the resistance. Clearly, this person is not an objective actor when it comes to Trump, and she's the person who's now leading the team in charge of measuring conversational health. I put it to Twitter and Jack and Vijaya and all these others who are responsible. She is simply not credible, right? She is not a credible source. And as long as you continue in this manner, where you are putting people in charge of these trust and safety teams who are clear leftists, right? Who are not nonpartisan, but who are clear leftists, that's going to be a problem. Another tweet I found, I don't know if people had found this one before, but Vijaya, who is the head of the trust and safety team, has scrubbed a good amount of her Twitter, but with a very quick search of her tweets on Trump revealed that she had tweets basically from right after the election talking about how they actually only had emojis. She quoted an article from Reuters about how lawyers are going to be very important in the age of Trump, and she had emojis about a sword and shield, basically indicating that as a lawyer she wanted to be part of the legal resistance to Trump. She had other tweets. All of these tweets I've screenshotted and posted in the thread that you can read. Basically, I mean, there's also Gaska has some anti-Trump tweets, although very few. But yeah, I mean, this is clear, just just bias, right? And this is the key thing, right? Vijaya posted a couple days ago a tweet about how it's imperative that Twitter respect every ideology, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, in that case, why on earth is Twitter only hiring progressives to be the people running this conversational health program? This is not how you get rid of bias. This is how you cement bias into your algorithms. And Twitter still does not take seriously the idea that it is a deeply biased company because of the nature of its employment practices, where it's hiring full-fledged members of the resistance and has no real pro-Trump faction within the company, has no protection for those people. I mean, this is one of those cases where they need to hire Trumpists. They just need to hire them, right, and put them on staff and give them oversight over their trust and safety work, because they simply are not credible when it comes in terms of policing themselves and in terms of selecting people, outside partners to work with. Morning Joe was selected as one of the academics, so that's why they're not working on it. But anyway, so that's all. I wanted to give you a heads up. Check out that thread. Feel free to add your own tweets, add your own stuff, looking at do more research on these academics to reveal and essentially put pressure on Twitter to unbias their processes, right? Like, people want to say we're going to leave Twitter. It's like, no, Twitter's a monopoly. They're dominant. I mean, Gab's a ghost town. So as much as I'm grateful to Gab for having done some early digging, I don't think leaving is really an option. The real option here is regulation. And I think the way to keep doing this is to tag people like Devin Nunes and Matt Gaetz and Ronna McDaniel and others who've been shadow banned by Twitter, and point out yet again this another glaring instance of bias in the way that they're coming out with their teams. So anyway, thanks for watching. Will Chamberlain on Twitter, Will Chamberlain on Periscope. Hope you enjoy the thread and hope you enjoyed this. Peace out.